How many integers have a square root greater than 15, less than 16? So let's first look at what is square root. What does it mean as a square root? So let's first look at the question. Square root can be written as n and something like a division, but you don't have a division, a denominator. It's just this symbol. The same symbol can be written, it's the same meaning, is n to the power 1/2. That means square root. And what does square root really means? Square root means that if I can write this number n as some number a times a itself, that's a times itself, just a to the power 2, then if n is equal to a to the power 2, then square root of n is just a. Or I can write n to the power 1/2. It's the same meaning I just mentioned. It's a. So that's the meaning of square root. So let's look at, so that means that if I want to find a square root, I need to find a number a times itself equals to n. And another way of looking at this is that it's the same symbol as I said. If square root of n is equal to a, but a is also equal to what? A to the power 2 square root, right? A to the power 2 and then square root. So that means n to the square root of n is just a to the power 2 square root, and it becomes a. And that is 2, a to the power 2 times 1/2, right? 2 times 1/2. And this is just 1. A to the power 1 is just a. So that's the arithmetic of power when you have a square root of a number and a power of that number, the integer power of that number. That means that you can multiply this to number, right? So that's the power. So that's power. Okay. So if I want to find a number, how many integer numbers, that if I square root of this number, it becomes the number of the square root. The square root of this number will be greater than 15, less than 16, right? So which means I need to find this number a. If the number n, such as when I square root that, it becomes a, and that a is between 15 and 16. Okay, how about I have a square root, right? How about I multiply itself, so it becomes n to the square root of n times the square root of n. That means a times a, right? Like I just mentioned, that becomes a times a, which becomes n. And if I multiply it by itself, it still be greater than 15 multiplied by itself, and it's still less than 16 multiplied by itself, right? So this inequality still holds. But if I do that, it becomes n, and that's the integer n we are looking for. And that integer n must be greater than 15 times 15 and much less than 16 times 16, which is 15 to the power 2 and 16 to the power 2. And you just need to find how many numbers between these two.